I never knew that you were hurting. Alright, y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Alright, so today I'm eating a seafood boil. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Even if you aren't new, if you haven't subscribed, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you get notifications the next time we post a video. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know things you like to see us try, things you like to see us cook. Interact with us because we do like to hear from you. I'm going to say grace and get started. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this food that we're about to receive for nourishment of our bodies and health. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. I went to this place that my mom told me about, that she was raving about. So I was like, okay, let me try it. I got some snow crab, lobster. I really wanted some crawfish, so I got that. That's like green lip mussels, egg, corn, potatoes. I don't think they gave me sausage, so. I think you had to like add all that stuff on there. But anywho, yeah, so I'm good. I'm gonna dig in. Look at these crawfish. They so huge. As far as the sauces go, I'm certainly not a professional crawfish eater. But as far as the sauces go, I got I feel like I got every one of their sauces and I just mixed it together. But what I don't know why my silly self got the sauce on the side. The place is called Two Claws, and it's on for those who live in Columbus, it's on off of Strike Road. It is really good. I like all these sauces, and I can't tell you which one I would like the best. I like the best, because you know. You gotta suck the head off them there crawfish. You gotta been all the way over to dance off this. I mean, most people just, I remember watching Tawana and Vine from TNV Nation have a crawfish race. I mean, a crawfish race. These are some big old mussels. I mean, look at this there. That's something. Okay, so I do got something to talk about today, finally, because I had much to talk about. That's because these kids gone, so that lets me know that clearly I need to get a life, because when they ain't here, I don't be doing that. I'm trying to do it the Cuzzo AB way instead of having to, you know, peel all the skin back. But So we were, me and the co-friends, we were talking. Mm-hmm. Big old snow crab. Pose this question to y'all. Simeon put a meme in the chat that was like a candidate. Let me I want to get it so I can read it, you know, word for word for y'all. So it says, you schedule a virtual interview for a director role. A candidate appears wearing a bonnet and interviews well. What are your thoughts? So Calvin and Simeon both said that absolutely not, would not hire the person if they came to an interview with a bonnet on. Me and Lakeisha are just like, you know, I don't. Lakeisha basically was saying, you know, she would see what the circumstances are as to why, you know, the person came to the interview with a bonnet on. And if they interview well, then and obviously was the best candidate for a job, she would hire them, but just talk about, you know, appropriate work attire or whatever. Me, I said, you know, okay, we would not, you know, basically judging this person for having a bonnet on. However, we would hire somebody who is not qualified because they look the part, basically. Like, they don't care. I gave an example of somebody that we all know who basically doesn't care about the job, don't care to do the job, know the job. Like, still, we trying to figure out why this person still got a job, and you know, only to have them, but just because they look the part. My thing is, I hate the negative connotation that is associated with bonnets. Like, okay, they got a bonnet on. Like, I'm not even just in this scenario, but just in general. Like, people are always just like, oh, don't go outside with your bonnet on, blah, blah. Like, first of all, I like to mind the business that pays me, and so I don't care what nobody else. Like, is the person coming out the house with a bonnet on hurting me or doing anything that's going to, you know, affecting me? No. People legitimately have bad hair days, especially, well, for me, let me just speak for myself. I have bad hair days, and sometimes I need to put my bonnet on because I maybe don't have time to, you know, do my hair or nothing like that, or whatever the circumstance is that I may have to put a bonnet on. But why do you care? That's fine if that's something that you want to do or whatever, but why judge somebody else? And my other thing is, it's just like, you know, Karen and Ken, no shade to my melanin recessive folks out here, but basically white privilege is real. And Karen and Ken can come to an interview and they can do and say whatever they want. Clearly, it's a whole bunch of Karen and Kens in jobs that don't deserve to be there, that are, you know, they're more qualified individuals again, but because they look the part, you know what I'm saying, they get these roles and stuff. And like, if I feel like I said, you know, clearly the candidate was qualified because they pulled her resume to give her an interview. You, like, especially now these days, like, ain't nobody pulling nobody's resume that you're not getting an interview if you're not qualified, you know what I'm saying? I know that from experience, because I just like to apply for jobs that you never know. Somebody might give you a chance. But anywho, you're not getting the job. I mean, you're not getting the interview if you're not qualified. That's number one. And cool, if you interview well, okay, she got a bonnet on. I feel like I would, you know, I think I was thinking along the lines of Lakeisha as well, and that is, ask a question, you know what I'm saying? Like, find out why she wore a bonnet, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there could have been circumstances around that or whatever. And it was funny because Lakeisha said, I mean, not Simeon, I was like, she's like, I hear what y'all saying, but neither one of y'all would have walked in the interview with a bonnet on. And surely enough, I would not have. But say I did. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Give me some grace, you know? Especially if I've otherwise exhibited that I'm qualified to do the job. Now, I just think that there is so much unconscious bias associated with bonnets. I don't know. I don't like it. So I want to hear y'all thoughts. Like, y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that that should be an automatic no? And well, I guess they was already there, but you know, the person clearly already had conducted the video. I mean, the interview anyway. I don't know. I just don't like. I also, you know, think that there is so much grace given to everybody else. You know, and my thing is just, you know, for people who, you know, and also that's what I'm about to say. For me, I can't put a hat on my head. Like, if I'm having a bad hair day, I can't put a hat on my head. And if a bonnet is the only thing that I can do to, you know, make sure that I'll cover up my bad hair day, then that's what I'm gonna wear. Like, plus, I don't care. I wear a bonnet out in public, and I have, and I will continue to do so. I don't care what nobody thinks. I don't care what you think, your mama think. I don't care. I'm gonna wear it. But me, I just think that it's just too much of people caring about what everybody else doing. It's just like, I don't care. And I also don't think that bonnets are just like meant for bed. I think that bonnets can be worn as a fashion statement. You know, like a fashion piece, like a headdress, like a you know, a head wrap or something like that. Like, you ain't got to just be for bed. And then another question I'm thinking is like, okay, so is it appropriate to wear a hat in the interview, not a bonnet? Like, what if somebody would people feel the same if somebody wore a hat in an interview? And would you automatically be like, no, this person can't get the job because they had a hat on in the interview? You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, you know, okay, we talked about briefly about, you know, business casual. It's like, who came up with that, you know? Like, probably again another like type of weed out thing to keep us from getting roles and applying for stuff, because, you know, it was felt that we probably couldn't afford it. So again, if you can't afford to look the part, you don't need the part. Or not need the part, but that's another prohibitor again. But just because, like Lakeisha was just saying, you know, like a bonnet, how does a bonnet tell somebody whether or not they can they can or cannot do the job? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And I think that's equivalent to You know, what if somebody had, or you had unconscious bias about somebody who had tattoos? Like, oh, they a thug, or a bad girl, bad boy, or whatever, because they got tattoos. Yes, people are becoming more lax on the tattoos and stuff like that. It's definitely quite more normal than it has been, but again, that has been a thing. And assuming I did post, she posed the question on Facebook, and there's so many people just like, yeah, nah, why are we having this discussion? Somebody said she don't, the person doesn't respect the establishment because they decided to wear a bonnet to the interview. Now, yes, they do say, you know, that you should dress for the role that you want, not the one that you get. You know, dress for success and all that good stuff, but I just don't like. I don't like it. My thing was, when I was reading some of the responses, I didn't read them all, but I was just like, man, I hope these people don't never need no grace, man. Or don't never need nobody to, you know, take a chance on you or get, like I said, offer you grace just because of, you know, in spite of your shortcomings. Excuse me. So again, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. If a candidate showed up to an interview with a bonnet on, but interviewed well, clearly their resume had them qualified to even be interviewed for the job. What are your thoughts? I'm so glad this place had crawfish because, for one, I just haven't been able to find. I think I was telling y'all last year, like, I couldn't find a place that even sold, like, fresh crawfish, you know? Like, fresh crawfish for me to cook or like this. So, this excites me. I was going to order from this one place, and that is in Nolans or Louisiana. But it wasn't a secure website, so I was nervous. I didn't want to, like, you know, it wasn't a secure website. But somebody else, a YouTuber that I had connected with, she had was eating some fresh crawfish, and she told me that that's what she ordered it from the site that I had been looking at. Like, this just made me think about this guy who, unfortunately, he don't work at our company anymore, but and I just feel like they just kind of did him dirty for real. But also, I did offer him quite a bit of advice, and I don't think he really, you know, took heed to any of it, which, I mean, he ain't got to listen to me, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's just advice, and I don't know everything, but I do feel like if he had, you know, at least implemented some of the things that I had told him, I think that he would still be employed today. But you know, he was fresh out of college. This was his first corporate job. And so it was just, he was just having some time just, you know, navigating or whatever. And also, you know, people don't know. I feel like we don't know. I mean, for me, I learned early on in college that I'm just great. I learned early on in college about, you know, business etiquette, basically how to behave in the corporate world, code switch, okay? And before now, I think I was way more concerned with keeping up a image or something like that. Right now, I think that I do, for the most part, act myself at work. There still is a level of code switching because I can't be going on there and talking to these folks like how I be talking to y'all or whatever. But I try to bring as much of my authentic self to work as I possibly can. But he didn't know, you know, he just didn't know, you know, who he was black, young dude. I feel like he had a lot of potential. Because like he didn't really know, you know how you see the memes where they basically tell you how to cuss people out in the email without really cussing them out, but in a nice way, like you heard what I said, like per my last email and stuff like that. But he, you know, he didn't know how to hide the fact that he ain't like how people was talking or whatever, and so he ain't do per my last email. He was just like I told you before, okay, this, and this. And it was funny because we were talking and like we have this, we just meet up as people of color just to like kind of, you know, temperature check, talk about what's going on, you know, basically, you know, check on each other, make sure everybody's good, okay? And share resources and stuff that we may not otherwise, you know, get. And so I think the chick that one of the ladies he reported to was in the group or whatever, and she was saying that he basically she had a one-on-one with him or something. He was like, here's tea. Like, I don't know why that just cracked me up so much, but I mean, he ain't know, but she did coach him and was like, hey, definitely don't say that again. Okay, I'm cool, but you know, don't say that to nobody else. And you know, I also just tried to, you know, tell them stuff because they basically, you know, I'm sure documented him on up out of there. And I was just trying to help him, you know, not let them do that. I'm like, look, it's clear that they trying to get you up out of here, so this is what you need to do. And I even asked, you know, friends who were in leadership positions for advice to tell him, you know. But my whole point of even talking about him was to say that, you know, he just needed grace, you know, like people weren't. I know at the end of the day, he basically needs to, you know, he needed to get stuff done or whatever, you know, make sure his work was complete and stuff like that. But this was his first corporate job, you know, and he was a black male, and I don't know, just needed grace. And that my whole point is saying that, you know, you got to offer people grace, okay? And I could come to work looking crazy. That don't mean that I ain't gonna get my work done. Like, my co-friends judged me one time because I was going to get my hair done, and that wasn't even a bonnet. It was a I don't know, I can't really explain. If y'all watch the Fritz Family, it's kind of one of those like turban things that Jazz wears a lot. It wasn't as tight as hers or whatever, so it kind of did look a little crazy on my head. But that's because my hair was like blown out. Like I had to blow dry it so that, you know, I had to come wash and dry it, okay? But for my, because I think I was getting crochet braids or box braids. And they like really came at me, but I didn't feel comfortable coming to work with a fro in my head, nor was I gonna call off just because I was getting a hair appointment or whatever. Y'all were just gonna get me with that headdress on my head for a couple hours. Turn my camera back on. Clearly, I'm very passionate about this, and I feel some type of way about the meme or about, you know, responses. I just feel like, I don't know. I remember my mom had to green lip mussels because she liked mussels. She loved mussels. I think my dad went somewhere. I think I might get some sauce somewhere. I think my dad, I got a lobster tail. Let me show you that. He went somewhere and they had green lip mussels, but he didn't really know nothing about them, so he didn't get them. I was like, hey, you should have got them. They're bigger than the regular mussels. He was like, all right, next time I'm gonna get them. Miss Cole said you guys like head up in there, crawfish. You gotta been all the way over to dance off too. So I'm gonna post this on Sunday, have another seafood Sunday. And I went to see the Cookie Man yesterday. I say I meant to see the Cookie Man. Not yesterday, today. I'm gonna post the Cookie Man video tomorrow. Where'd that other tail go? Okay, let's see. Still trying to master this whole without having to peel the first layer. But they're building another seafood place near me. But these places just popping up all over the place. My nephew clearly likes seafood, and it was so funny. He called me one day while him and my sister were at the place or whatever. He's like, so good. And he's just like going in on his little seafood. I mean, I ate a good amount of it. Man, these houses out. I drove past the house today. That was where it was $349. I just didn't think that they would be that expensive on that little street that I have. Just one little street that I frequent often. But every house I looked up over there that has been on sale has been really expensive. And I'm just like, at one point in time, I wanted to get a house over there. Sure, we're gonna be able to afford that. Who was gonna be able to afford that? Huh? Huh? I'm gonna just eat these last crawfish and go leave these in here. And I'm a piece of pie. Oh. I like that song by Janae Aiko, BS. I like that song. I like that. So, I'm sure you guys thought that you were done with the Christmas vlogs, but I actually had a whole bunch of footage from trying to do Vlogmas. So, trust and believe, y'all will be getting another vlog soon. Well, not soon. Let's be real. When I need another video, you will see said footage. And one of them is really enough to do a video by itself. Bro, I had to pick him up from the airport one day. And we were just shooting the crap while we was on our way to his house. Oh, but I need to, I'm just really over here talking to myself, thinking about what. Ooh, I got that on my shirt. But yeah, so that little video was enough by itself, and then I still got a whole bunch more footage that I could put together for a whole nother video. So I'm gonna do that, and y'all gonna get that. Okay. Excuse me. My hands look crazy, but that was good. Oh gosh. All right, well, that's it. That's all, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. Let us know things y'all see us try, things y'all see us cook. Interact with us because we do like to hear from you. And subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. And hit that bell so you get notifications the next time we post a video. We'll see you in the next one.